Hello students, welcome back to online political science class. Today we are going to cover the subtopic military and democracy in Pakistan from the 5th chapter, that is contemporary South Asia. Wherever required, I will keep on giving you some notes on the whiteboard, and if you want you can note down those names and important points that may be quite handy for you, because here we are talking about 20 multiple choice questions, so maybe it can be very helpful for you. Anyhow, I think we have already covered the introduction to the chapter, where we discussed about the global importance of South Asian region, and I'm quite sure if I ask the question why South Asia is so important, you will be able to answer. Yes, the answer is quite obvious. The close proximity to Indian Ocean, which has become hub to the world trade, and especially it has gained importance after this One Belt, One Road initiative from China. So I think we also discussed about how India and Pakistan were given the title of de facto nuclear deterrent states, isn't it? And the region kind of became arc of crisis after India and Pakistan detonated nuclear weapons. And why they are called de facto, that is DEFACTO. The reason you know, because international community has not legitimized them as nuclear powers. Anyhow, knowing your intellectual ability, you must be thinking about a question like, if it is a deterrence, then why India and Pakistan went for war for so many times, like almost 4 times? The reason is very obvious. They never had the luxury of USA and USSR. They can always use proxy satellite states, isn't it, to fight their war. But India and Pakistan, they are not so powerful that they can use proxy, and moreover they are neighbors. So anyhow, coming back to the subtopic, that is military and democracy in Pakistan. From the name itself, you can make out we are talking about how Pakistan kept on changing from military rule to democracy and vice versa, and more often than not, alternatively. And I do remember in the last class we discussed how India and Sri Lanka are the only countries which have like kind of remained democratic from the very inception. Like as soon as they got independence, they never turned back to authoritarian regime, isn't it? So I'm talking about South Asia. In South Asia, there is no other example which continued since independence as a democratic regime. But again, the question may arise, even India had emergency rule in 1975. Yes, it's a valid question, but please do remember, it was only for 2 years, 1975 to 1977. And as soon as there was popular discontent, Indira Gandhi was forced to conduct election in India. So we were back to democracy. So that means our democratic structure is very powerful, isn't it? It cannot be shaken by kind of political vacuum or democratic vacuum created by emergency in 1975. But on the contrary, Pakistan, I think, lost its democracy or democratic institution through military coup. And if you like see in India, army is never given any political role. They are apolitical and being very neutral. Isn't from the beginning they have been kept away from the politics. So that's why India has continued to be a democracy. So if you're talking about political history of Pakistan, we just can't forget Muhammad Ali Jinnah, who was given the title of the father of the nation of Pakistan. And the only surprising fact over here could be the motto that he gave to Pakistan, that is unity, faith and discipline, isn't it? So unity, like he said in his first speech itself, as soon as he became Governor General of Pakistan, like we need to protect our minorities. You must be knowing many Hindus and Jains, they stayed back in Karachi because of their business interest. So Jinnah in a way had a secular outlook, though he is instrumental in partition of India through Muslim League. Anyhow, but he died in 1948, and they got their first prime minister, Liaquat Ali Khan, that is Liaquatalkhan. But in 1951, he was also assassinated. So what I'm trying to prove over here, they never had the leaders who actually ruled for a long time to reinforce democracy or maybe democratic structure in the nation. Unlike India, we had Nehru, we had Patel, we had Shastri, isn't it, who were ruling India, and somehow they reinforced democratic principles in India. So in 1956, Pakistan got its first constitution, and it declared Pakistan as Islamic Republic. So now the seeds of theocracy kind of was sown, isn't it? So I'm not saying they became theocratic, but somehow they were showing deviation towards a religion. And in 1958, President Iskandar Mirza, he carried out the coup. So first time they had what we call it, the first martial law, that is MARSHAL. So first time they got the rule of army over there. So then it did not last for long, because in 1965 again General Ayub Khan, who also belonged to army, he forcibly assumed the presidency from Iskandar Mirza. So Iskandar Mirza was the first president who himself came to power through coup, military coup, that is COUP, and even his power was taken over by General Ayub Khan. So again there was popular dissatisfaction against Ayub Khan's rule, and the advantage was again taken by another army general, that was Yahya Khan. So the point to be noted over here, when we talked about emergency in India in 1975, and there was also a political movement, isn't it? And but the thing is, after political or popular discontent, there was a democratic change in India. There was election, and Indira Gandhi was forced to conduct election. So India never turned back to definitely authoritarian rule. But if you check out the record, there is no other country other than India which went back to democracy after having emergency. Most of the countries, they went to authoritarian rule, and they are still continuing with that. But again, for India, we went back to democracy. So that's why, please don't be scared of so many names that I'm giving you, Liaquat Ali Khan or President Iskandar Mirza. Even I'm writing it down so I don't give you any wrong information, isn't it? The thing is, you don't have to remember each and every name. Few names you can give, because the question that they ask in CBSE, and most of the time 6 marker, you need to just explain military and democratic rule in Pakistan. So few examples you can give how Liaquat Ali Khan was assassinated. Then they had their first constitution which declared them Islamic Republic. Then how President Iskandar Mirza got power through army coup. Then again Ayub Khan forcibly assumed the power. So this is what some few examples you can give. So you don't have to remember each and every name. 1 or 2 names will definitely suffice over here. Anyhow, as you were discussing, there was popular dissatisfaction against his rule. So then General Yahya Khan, that is YAHYAKHAN, Yahya Khan came to power, and during this period, that is 1971, if you remember, there was a war between India and Pakistan, that is also known as Bangladeshi crisis, isn't it? Because there was again conflict between East Pakistan and West Pakistan, and India intervened, and Pakistan was again partitioned into Bangladesh and the present Pakistan. So Yahya Khan lost his face, and definitely it was quite unpopular. He became quite unpopular after the defeat in the war against India. So elected government, definitely there were elections, and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was elected as the Prime Minister of Pakistan, and he remained in power from 1971 to 1977. And he was removed by General Ziaul Haq in 1977. Again, I'm just trying to complete this module, isn't it? I know it is too heavy for you, but still, if I can complete the whole like topic over here, there won't be any confusion. But if I feel you may get confused, I will just discontinue in between. So it will be easier for you to make the notes. Or I think one of the advantages of technology is being you can keep on hearing the audio file. So it will be easier for you to even make notes, isn't it? It's not like a one-off class like you are having in offline. So that is the advantage you are having. If you are having the audio file, you can keep on using it till it sinks in you. Anyhow, so Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, he was removed by General Ziaul Haq in 1977. So again there was an army coup over there in Pakistan. So please do not forget the basic concept or the topic over here. We are talking about how Pakistan kept on changing from military rule to democracy and again to army rule. So General Zia faced a pro-democracy movement. Again, same thing that happened to Ayub Khan. General Ziaul Haq, he also had this pro-democracy movement, and again there was an elected democratic government. And this time it was Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's daughter, and I know she's quite popular and you must have heard her name, Benazir Bhutto, the first prime minister in the Islamic world. Is not only talking about Pakistan but the whole Islamic world, they got first woman prime minister. And this question can be definitely asked in one marker. So please make a note, the spelling being Benazir Bhutto, Bhutto, very, 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 very important, isn't it? So this later on, after Benazir Bhutto was elected, Pakistani politics centered around the contest between Pakistan People's Party and Muslim League, that is between Nawaz Sharif and Benazir Bhutto. Benazir Bhutto was from PPP, that is Pakistan People's Party, and Nawaz Sharif being the leader of Muslim League. So this elective democracy lasted till 1999, 1999. So till 1999, they had this democracy in their country, and again there was a coup from General Musharraf. I hope you remember his name, General Parvez Musharraf. So he removed Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif. Again army stepped into power. So this actually concludes the whole topic, and they kept on having contest between themselves like later on. I'm talking about Pakistan People's Party and Muslim League. But now the democratic contest is not only between these two parties, but also one more party has joined, that is Tehreek-e-Insaf. Tehreek-e-Insaf, I hope if you're reading the newspaper, you must have read this name, this political party's name. Yeah, exactly, you're right. It is Imran Khan's party, isn't it? So Imran Khan, who is heading this party, and he's the present Prime Minister of Pakistan. So now the contest is between Asaf Ali Zardari, that is from Pakistan People's Party, and Shehbaz Sharif, that is Shehbaz Sharif, Sharif, and also Imran Khan, Imran, Imran Khan, Khan. So this concludes my module. And again, as I told you before, if you are having any questions, maybe you can upload through EduFlex. I will try to answer as much as possible. And if you think you're still not clear with the topic, please keep on just listening to the audio file, and you can always refer to the pages 68 to 69, isn't it? And there is a small subtext between even within this topic. I think it will be good to cover in the next module. Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot for your patient listening. Thank you. Take care.